Good morning. Morning, Paul. Okay, first of all, I'll go over last week's trade on Friday. It's still on my chart. In the afternoon, I did not trade, so I was not here in the afternoon, so I wasn't able to take anything. Now, everything came out like I predicted. The only thing I can, um, it's on big notes now. I'll actually stop moving my stuff from now on. I'll just leave it where it is. Because again, same thing happened. So we had about a few hours sideways range. We started in the orb range that I made. I will change my hourlies so I can find it. So this was our range until then. This was actually our starting range that we had. And if we zoom in, you will see exactly why I tell you if we have any fair value gaps inside our orb range, that we should put it on the wick below. And this was our original stop, this one. So this was our stop when we started the range. Here it broke out. This was the 30 minutes, so this was our first breakout. So this was our original entry. And my target was I believe somewhere in here, this value gap. I believe this was my target that we were gonna target, and you can see exactly if the market shows its hand and there is a fair value gap anywhere in the orb range itself. If this was the last sweep, this should have been a protected stop, and this is what I mean by protected stop. You can see all the market came and swept a lot of liquidity, but it never came back to our original stop. So this is why you never put your stop inside an orb range in pre-London session or London session even. If we have a fair value gap small enough inside this range, we put it at the stop, at the wick low. Even this wick would have been fine this time too, but not always. This one was the best option at this point, especially because this was a 5-minute fair value gap, and then we could put stop on the last low that we had. And this was a news wick that came and that hit our TP. If you held this trade all the way through, congratulations, because this was a trade for about 5.5 hours. So that was quite a long trade. And in the afternoon, I did not trade. So before we come in, I'm going to take a look where we're at. Okay, maybe take week high, week low. Rolled. Previous week is very close by at this point. We do have a few fair value gaps for 4 hours just below us. We could tap. We are in one at this point too. So what the hourly says. We have an hourly for value gap too. Do we have an opening gap? Let's take a look if we have somewhere an opening gap. Oh, it's been filled up already. So this was a gap that we were created and immediately it got filled up. So we don't have a gap this week. If we go down, first interest would be this high. If we go through this low, we managed to cut through this 4 hour and a 1 hour for value gap. We could go to this 4 hour FEG just below and upwards. So these should be my first two targets. Somewhere 50 minutes for value gaps. Look, that's been swept. Okay, this gap would be my first interest in the 15-minute on the upper part. So again, we've been going sideways for about 7 hours again. So we're building up liquidity again. So we did sweep the lows about 4 hours ago. First thinking process is we should go up to here. So let's set out a range. That will be a very, very small range today. So we have been ranging a little bit sideways at this point, so I'd love to see us sweep one of these liquidities that we are making at this point. And for everybody that just joined, good morning, by the way. We got about 5 minutes until we have our range. We don't have any news this morning, so it should be clear. Oh, thank you for telling me. Screen is black. Thank you for mentioning me. Can't hear anything, okay? It's my voice. Not working. Okay, great. You know, for my channel, that will be funny. Green. Oh, it is what it is. So I have about 4 minutes. I don't rate my trades and stars, so I don't watch mainly things. I just take it. That works about 60%, so that's a lot for a strategy. But it's on you to implement and just take it. So it's not really thinking, it's really more doing the strategy. The reason why is because our brain can predict a lot, but not everything. And the charts sometimes do very strange things. So this is one way for you to let your brain out of it and just take it like it comes. So don't rate it at this point. For me, if it breaks to the upside or the downside, I will take it anyways. Yeah, we can all see that we are building up liquidity. So this is very important that you can see this. So you can see a bit liquidity on the upside and a bit liquidity from here to the downside. So this is the first thing you do have to see if we are in a sideways market going up or down. Not for this strategy anyways, but just for yourself. So in trading, strategy at all. So you don't need 2, 3, 4, 5 strategies. You just need to pick one and stick to it. Always stick to it. So this is the less easiest part when you're trading, is just keep the same process over and over again, until it becomes a habit and you just take all the trades that you see. This is an easy strategy because it's time-based. So if you're not able to sit here at this point of time, it's not one for you. Then you can maybe use a higher time frame liquidity sweep and then do an ILM on one side to the other side. But then you need to learn, of course, where the liquidity is going to and what sides we're ranging over, what side we are trading in. But you have to pick one that is best for yourself, of course. Same in trading. If you're a scalper, You won't be watching the 5 minutes or the 3 minutes or anything else. If you're more a swing trader or a day trader, and you are comfortable sitting in trades for more than an hour or 2 hours, then this strategy is a bit easier for you. I prefer sitting longer time in my trades. I don't want to be in and out quickly. I don't mind closing my PC and walk away from the charts. So from tomorrow, I'm moving to Italy for a few months, for a few weeks. Morning, Guapo. So for people that never seen an orb range structure based, so I'm doing pre-market. Why pre-market? If we have a good range in pre-market, normally London should continue the move with us. So we have an advantage on London because London has bigger candles than the pre-market, and that we can have a bigger R ratio for the trades that make us profitable. So ORB stands for Open Range Breakout, for somebody that did not know that. So first of all, I believe everybody can see that we are creating fair value gaps. So this is something you do need to know for this strategy. This is what is a fair value gap. So you can see we created one here, and we have a gap here, so I don't like this one too. So stops will be, if we go down at the tops, here the nice thing is now, this is the first time I can show you this because you can see that this wick is lower than the wick itself where the fair value gap lays. So this one does not count, it's this one. Then we take then the candle itself. Can everybody see my screen fine? Because I had just a message that somebody couldn't see my screen. It's more for the countryside that I go, so it's not for eating pastas or pizzas. No, I'm at the moment at a very strict diet, so after not feeling good for a few days, I know I know from what it was, so that was the good thing about it. Now the other part is making sure I don't repeat myself, that I do it differently this time. Yeah, it's day 3 now afterwards that I did not eat. So we did day eating, 2 days not, today eating, 2 days not. So now it's the third day that I'm starting again with not eating. And I actually feel very great. I have more energy than ever before. I've been doing more stuff than I have used to be doing in a day's work. So it's not the first time I intermittent fasted, but it's the first time in this way. Normally I do 3 to 4 days and then I restart my normal eating process. It's now the first time that I do it. A day's eating, 1 time a day, and then 2 days nothing, and then again. You would imagine that you would lose weight by doing this, and actually I don't. I actually stay at the same. So for all new traders out there, please, for yourself, make sure that you know what kind of trader you want to be. You can test them all out, of course, but learn to know yourself and to know what kind of trader you want to be, because this is very important. Do you want to be a trader like Nix and scalps, or do you want to be, like I said, a day trader more? But pick one to start with. It's not easy to build up a habit. Building up one is more than enough at the starting. Even I had to reduce one of my habits that I was doing. So I was doing 3 habits, building on each other again, and that's one too many, even for me. I got about 5, 6 habits that I really love that I'm holding on to, and I was gonna add one or I was actually adding 3 to those habits, and it was one too many. So I scrapped one because I was not able to maintain them all together. It was costing way too much energy. So the same for trading. So if you have one great strategy and you can implement it every time, even if you don't feel like doing it, you have to do it. If the strategy shows its hand and it swept liquidity, and you have a strategy that goes down to the other side, you have to take it once it shows. And you will be right a lot of times, and you will be not right a few times. This is how trading works. I love the story. What I read at one time was about the greatest golfer in the world. Oh, I forgot his name. The reason why he's so much better than the second one is that he can't let go of his previous shots. So what do you mean by that? Tiger Woods, thank you. Yeah, he's one of the best people that can. It's the same for trading, anyways. So when he shot and he did not take a great shot, so he missed by a few inches like he used to be, he doesn't let it influence his next shot. So a lot of people take the previous shots with them to the next shot. So they think, okay, I did not go do right now. Now I need to do better. He can let that part of his brain go directly. So it's the same for trading. So if we have 1, 2, 3 not good trades, we need to let it go for the fourth time. So we need to restart completely. So every trade is new. It's the same for golfing. It's the same for anything and life, really. So if you're still thinking from, oh my God, my previous trade was not great, this one gonna be the same, you have to take it anyways. And you'll see you will become very profitable if you do, because the ones then that you did not take will be the greatest trades ever. So I see last week I took one trade. I didn't take one trade. I was a very clean movement up, and the other one I moved my stop again, and it was also a very great move trade. So here you can see if you have a strategy, you have to follow it till the inch so that you can become the trader that you want to become. I tested this strategy myself multiple times, so I know it works. Now, you need to implement it exactly how you wrote it down. And I've not always done this 100% to the teaspoon, so I need to redo this exactly how I wrote it down so I get the exact outcome like I want to. It's the same for all of you. So if you have a strategy, just follow it exactly how you wrote it down. You can adjust it a little bit more if you see that some trades got stopped without hitting, and then afterwards hitting your TP, and then you can adjust your stop like I did in the range itself. Let's see what we get here. And if you don't have a strategy, please make one, because you actually have to have one. Otherwise, you will be trading. If you don't trade with a strategy, you will always pick another way to make an entry. Some people can leave it alone, but most of us can't. So it's just in general I speak. So some people exactly can, without writing it down, follow a strategy till the T exactly, but not everybody can. So if you are one of those that not always follows a plan 100%, please write it down so your brain doesn't have to remember it. You can just tape read what you need to be done before you can take a trade. Know that you only need about 2 trades a week to be very profitable. You don't need to be here every day. Not necessary. Especially not if you're doing longer term trades. So say that we have only trades when we enter a 4-hour for fair value gap and we see an ILM forming out of it. You don't have those every day. So nice. Happy that everything works on. How is everybody doing in YouTube here? the friends. See, we have 4 followers joining. How was all of your weekends? Everybody had a nice weekend this morning? Or this weekend? Or this morning? That would be a short weekend. How do I real-time price action on TradingView? Oh, you need to buy it, Christian. So if you press on the D, normally you should be able to buy an extra part of it. So in TradingView, you need to buy something extra to get it. Otherwise, it will always be delayed. They charge you money for it. But it's only one time a year, I believe you have to pay. It's not that much. But if you want to trade futures and put alarms, like you want to put alarms on TradingView, you will need to have to buy it. There's no other way. I don't know the name exactly out of my head. So it looks like we filled up all our fair value gaps inside. I'll answer in a second. I was watching the chart. So what's characteristic on continuous winning London order rate, overnight PA, wider macro news, London. The London or the pre-London? The pre-London, I actually don't watch anything. I just watch where. So the reason why I zoom out, first of all, is to pre-direct where my trade should go to. I just then implemented like, so if we take a long, I just want to be sure, even if it's worth it. So if we get to here, I mean, don't think we have any fair value gaps on the low side, no. So this could be halfway if we break out now at this point. I got about 2 minutes, let's take a look. So overnight PA, wider macro news, London Orb, timing PA, anything else you have to observe? Actually, I just observe a few things. So first of all, I watch where the next fair value gap or the next liquidity pools are. So I actually want to see exactly where the markets wants to go. So we have a lot of liquidity now here above. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks. So if we breach through these wicks and we do not have a reversal, we definitely will go, first of all, to this 5-minute here above. And afterwards, we have a 15 laying just above too. So these I set out because we have a lot of chance that we have a change in direction in these smaller fair value gaps once we breach this liquidity Especially it's been going sideways for about 4 hours now, 5 hours. So we're building up a lot of liquidity for London at this point, and London will take one of the sides anyways. If pre-London is at the right side of London, we should not get swept on the lowest liquidity that's been taken. So at this point, this is this one. So if London continues higher, we should not go under the orb, at least. If London does not want to continue the pre-Asian or the Asian session or the pre-London session, and it does sweep, normally we should be able to get an ILM out of it back to the highs. So, and then again, it would be the same range. So again, it should be here or above if we sweep the lows. But if we sweep the highs first, then we need to zoom out and also take a look on where can we go to. So this is the only thing you do need to know for the orb range is where is liquidity. So we have another 4 hour just below here. And this is the main thought process I got. So, and the other one is here. So I just take a look, I zoom out in a bigger time frames just to know where liquidity is and how I see liquidity. So I just draw them on the map so that I can see you, so that you can see my thought process. Normally this is not on my charts if I am trading alone. There's actually nothing on my chart, just this range. That's it. But these are very great, interesting points. Also, if you get to this level, you can also add to these points if we do not get rejected of them. So if we continue through them, you can. This is great adding point, by the way, especially these highs too. So if we sweep all these highs, we come back and we continue the movement. That means that these highs did not give any influence to the market. And I don't watch the 1 minutes. So you will see me go to a 1 minute chart now and then to make sure there is no fair value gap in this orb range. But otherwise, I don't watch 1 minute anymore. I get so confused from them. My dog wants attention, I believe. I hope this helped a bit. So, what have you observed from how price action should develop for a winning upside or side entry? So, if you want to have a winning trade and the pre-London session, you need to be in a trade out before 9 o'clock, before opening market, or you have to stay in it for at least another 30 minutes after the opening, and then you have a winning trade. So between opening of 9 o'clock and the first 30 minutes after that, if you did not get swept or you did not get taken out, Azul, rust vriendje. Shh, just a second. So if you want to have a winning trade and pre-London, on time based, it's that exactly if we get 1 hour out of the trade and we can get out of it before opening of London, we have a great rate. If we do not have 1 hour and we can stay in it through the opening of London for the next 30 minutes, normally we have a winning trade too. So anything above an hour in a trade, we have about 80% chance of having a winning trade. If you go above 3 to 4 hours in the trade, you have about a 95% winning chance. Let me read that one again. So orb being a continuation trade entry. Have you modified whether slow or low momentum PA continues to reduce trades confidence and similar? Actually, I haven't. I just take it anyways, even if we go sideways. Could I get a look at your trade journal? For the mornings at this point, they're all added together, docs. I can give you my reviews I've made it. So my back testing. I can give you all my trades that I took. Send me a DM. I'll make sure that I remember. Or once I open it, once I do the logging, I can share it to you. So like this is now sideways range. Everybody can see this. So if you're new to trading and this is just building up liquidity, like we said. You can trade this too, but then you have to be a very good trader. I stay away from these trades. I don't do them ever. The great thing about an orb strategy is also you have a pre-set setting. So you have a pre-rule that you cannot trade as long as we are in the range. So as long as we're going sideways in this range, we know we can't do anything. That's the good thing about trading. So you don't have to be anxious or missing or wanting to FOMO in a trade or something like that. Here you have plenty of time for everything. The reason why I share it in a DM talks is then you have it for constantly. If you want to re-ask, you just can get it directly. I think I shared it in this chat box a few times already. If you search under my name, I believe you will find it too. So here, even if I want to read price now, I can't. Because if you do ILMs, you can actually not read prices. Then I just zoom out a little bit more, like a 15-minute. And if we don't create for value gaps in 15 minutes, yeah, this is no price action at all. This is just standing still. So I believe that London will sweep this low. If we want to go up, just because of the sideways movements. If we don't break out in the next 2 minutes, I will go to the bathroom. So these were places where if we do have a reaction out of those liquidities that have been built up here, if we do not, this would be a great place to add to your trade. Same on the under part. So if we do not have any movements or change in direction by these two, that's a great place to add to a trade. For everybody that has not done anything now by just sitting here, that's very good. You're building up patience. You're learning to be patient. Because remember, if you are impatient and you want to FOMO in a trade, please don't, because trades will constantly be here again and again and again. The market has been here for a very long time, longer than we all lived. So I believe it will be here longer than we will survive to. Just by saying this, I just got a comparison for a book that I just read from Ewan that showed me this book. So from Alex Hormozy, 100 Million Offers. Um, he does the same way. So I'll for his selling that trading is. So he has a scenario where we have team people that want your product or buying your product, but he, out of experience, knows that 20% of these people will pay a tenfold for the same product, and he can give a lot better service. So what does he choose? He chooses for those two people to sell it to, and making sure that his selling ways is very great. So an exception of taking a lot of trades, this is just the same. So an expectation of taking a lot of trades, just take only the setups what really are accurate to your trading strategy. So you don't have to take a lot of trades, and you will have a very different outcome with taking less trades. I've been there, so let's take a look if we break out. Which so we have a 2 minutes for value gap here. So the highest point. So this would be our stop. We have a 1 minute. No, so this would be my stop if we do breach out in 2 minutes. About 1 minute and 22 seconds. So also for this strategy, we do need a 5-minute breach. Somebody also asked me how to calculate our price points. So we have about 17 points. So 17 points, and the contract is, I believe, $2 a point. So this is how you can calculate it. Ten seconds. So that was a breach. Stop. Adding 1 hour. One more. So about 7 contracts. Bit more than a half hour. Now we will see if pre-London of that was just a sweep from this liquidity and then go down. Yes or no? So I'm in a trade. Now I have to go to the bathroom first. Be right back. So het is oké, het is oké. Rust, vriendje, rust. So, do believe you had any other value gaps? No, okay. So this will be our first point of watch. So because this is a 5 minute, we have swept a lot of liquidity here. So do as you please. You can take TP here or take a few contracts off, or can let it go all the way out to where what I would want to see it go. The reason why is we now swept all this liquidity on the 15. So if we stay above this in the next 6 minutes, we should be good to go to this high at least, and then see what the reaction gives, because we have built up a bit of liquidity. The good thing is if we zoom out in a 4 hour, that we came into this 4 hour for value gap, so we perfectly have a great chance to go up. Also here, we're inside a 4 hour, and then I want to see at least that we hit halfway before changing direction again. Oof, now that's a lot of noise on my screen. Second, guys. So this was exactly the start point. So 21,767 would be 1 hour normally. So if you want to take profit there, perfectly fine. That would be the 4 hour for value gap halfway. And this is this last liquidity that was here. So I believe that will be tapped in the next 2 minutes. So this is 1 hour, people. If you want to take it profit, it's good to start the Mondays. So we'll take 3 contracts off here. So I'll take half. I'll let the rest run and do its thing. So I mean, if it comes back, I believe it will be break even for me. Something like that. I'll leave my stop where it is. If we do breach through here and London decides to continue, and we do not see any change in direction above this, I will add again. So for people that doesn't know this, so if we have a 4 hour for value gap on the upside too, so we had a 4 hour here too, it normally always comes back halfway, the fair value gaps. So most of the times we will see halfway get hit. The reason why I want to take profit is up here is because we have a small gap here that not get filled, just a wick. I want to see a body close. That's why my TP is here, of my biggest TP is there. The reason why I did take a little bit of profit is because we swept all this liquidity. Also this one has been taken, and we are 4 minutes before open. Now, if London decides to continue with us, I can add again. If London decides to take the lows of Asia, so this is the last low of Asia, or pre-Asia. And then continues to move, I can also re-enter, of course. I can see that was exactly inside. Oof, that was very close. You can see it just hit it with the top. Well, that was a 5 minutes. Very clear, 5 minutes even. If you took full TP here, perfectly fine too. You have to play it like you want to feel that you feel okay with it. I prefer that it runs to my full TP. Also here you can choose to be a bit more secure, and then you put it on the bottom. So that would be 21,799 full TP or halfway. It's your own choice. If you're at the chart, you can just move it slowly a bit along and see how it happens, of what happens. So 2 minutes to market open. If London decides to help out a little bit, we will have a nice trade, at least a 2 hour. Also in my testing, if we went up and we hit 1.5 standard deviation, that was one of the better trades. So we're almost at that point too. 26 seconds, still open. Let's see if London gives us a great morning. I'm now backtesting also if we take both of them, how much more Rs that we collect. So if we can take the pre-orb, pre-range, and the orb range itself of London Open, how much more profit would we make if we can take them both? So I'll take this 5 minute out here because it's getting distracted for me. So now you can see that was halfway, so it almost completely hit this halfway. London can come back down, of course, till here, perfectly fine, but should not get under this one anymore because this is the last fair value gap in here. Even the 2 minute, that was the last fair value gap. And this wick is lower than the previous one, so we take the wick where the fair value gap is inside. I know I say a lot the same things, but it's just to get implemented into your brain. It's for a reason that I do these things. Fiona, I risked a little bit less than an hour here. Vic, I'm just risking about an hour, so I don't risk more or less. It's not the contract size that counts for me, it's my stops that count. So it was not. I have a great month at this point, so why risk a half hour at this point anymore? So I need to get to my stats that I always get into it, and I just been copying at this point somebody else because I've seen trades happen too many times. I was de-risking a little bit, but at this point, I just wanted to see it exactly play out anymore. So I'm stopped de-risking. I just risk full at this point. So it was 170 or something like that, 78. So I should have been able to add one more. So my normal risk primarily for and this account here is 200 is 1R for me. So I still had a little bit more left. So also here, zoom out a little bit if you feel strange in this trade, because if you can see, this was a very nice 15-minute candle. We did tap the 5 minutes, but this one can come back to the original size of the orb and then just continue. So it's 100% possible here. Also, the 1 hour looked nice. You cannot say that this is not after 1, 2, 3, 4 hours sideways or only doji forms of candles and then you have a nice movement. This shows me on a bigger time frame that it still wants to go up, especially because we came in this 4-hour FEG, we took liquidity, and now it wants to go up and probably will go down in the New York session. So this is why I prefer to stay on the 15 or 5-minute chart, because it helps me relax in a trade. Because now the next 15 minutes has an FVG here, so that means it can fill this up and then continue. It's 100% possible. It does not do it always, but a lot of the times it does. So this is why I stay off the 2-minute and 1-minute chart. The only reason why I would go onto these charts is this was a great point for adding after a sweep for value gap, retested the fair value gap, closed it, and then saw this candle. So this was a great place to add. And these you can find better on the lower time frames than the highers. Was that an answer, Vic, for yourself? Why I added more contracts? Because it's just a normal R for me. So 7 contract. The contract size is not really. It doesn't really matter for me. So it's more how much I give. This is pre-ordered. So I definitely always want to have this for this account here. I want not to have it above 250. Anything between 200 and 250 is good. Anything above, I will not take. Or I have to adjust my stop. So do as you please. If you want to hold to full TP, you can. If you want to take profit here, perfectly fine too. So this was first point of interest or TP because of this 5 minutes for value gap that we can react off. But if you zoom out, it looks actually great, this trade. I will stay on for the next 10-15 minutes. I'll see what happens. After that, I'll just let the trade do its thing. So like I said, I'm perfectly fine closing the charts here and just letting my TP hit or my SL hit. So it doesn't really matter. The only thing that does matter is that I implemented the strategy like I should implement it, execute it, and then it's to the market to show me if it wants to take full TP, yes or no. The only thing that I can predict is this one. The next thing that I can also adjust in is my take profits, of course. But for the rest, I just have to be patient, just like all of you. And if you are a reversal person, so people that like to play or trade ILMs, please only trade them after a sweep of session liquidity or in a higher time frame entry. So what do I mean by that? This 4-hour, for example, this fair value gap of higher time frame. So 4-hour is falls under the higher time frames if you're a day trader. So we don't see these often happen, but this is a very nice point of interest where the market can change hands and go higher again. So you can see that we now had a bullish reaction from to continue higher. So these are the main things that you need to do if you want to do ILMs. Wait until a liquidity sweep has been come or a higher time frame FEG entered. If you can do it just out of those two, you'll be very profitable. But then also choose, or you take the orb or you take the ILMs. Or do, if you want to take them both, do them both on a separate accounts. So that you have a nice overview from how many ILMs that worked, and a nice overview for how many orb ranges worked. This will definitely help for you and your brain to get used to the trading and they can see that it works also. So this is why I like the Excel file that Lex made to put 20 trades inside or 30 trades inside, that you have to follow your plan. I actually would make it 100. But okay, if you can follow 30 trades for your plan, that would be great too. So if you took TP, you're done for today. I would not re-enter any trades anymore if I were you. That was 1 hour anyways. Because if we do come down and now sweep this liquidity, we're probably gonna fall lower. If you took profit and you want to keep your profits, you can also exit it at BE, of course. It's the same for you. Do how you prefer to trade and always do it the same ways. I am gonna move my stop just a point lower because this is a very small fair value gap. So I just put stops in here because of you all. Normally I don't have a stop if I'm after the chart. I just watch how many points I go under my. I can't go above or lower than 1.5 R anyways. And then I need to go at 1.2 R. But at this point, all looks very good. So this is our London range that I set out here. Now, I do want to see the breakout on the same direction. If we do not have the same direction as breakout, I probably will close it because London does has more to say than the pre-London. But if London just continues, then you will see that this was the sweep. Does everybody understand this strategy at this point? This is my main goal for doing these sessions, so that you understand this strategy. I can walk away with every trade at this point, so I don't care and how my trades go. I let go of that a few years ago, a bit more of a year ago now. I don't give anything about this in and out exit. I'm not here to. I've stopped being here to make money also. So I'm just here to follow a strategy and follow the strategy exactly and just implement it. The outcome is that I will make money, but I'm not here to make money. I'm here to follow a strategy. I'm here to learn and to trade. I'm not here to make money because if that was the goal, just to make money, I should have exited trade already. Then I made money. I'm 100% sure now that I will make money if I exit the trade here exactly. But I'm not here to make money. I'm here to follow a strategy. It's a difference. Some people always see this as if you go to an activity or you do a job, you're not there to make money. No, you're there to do the job because you want to do that job, and then the outcome is that you will get money for it. So it's the same in trading. So people want to trade a lot to make fast money. No, no, no. You just have to follow a strategy, and the outcome is that you will make money. But if you want to trade a lot and make money, I can guarantee you, you will lose more than you will make. It's just a different way of thinking. That's all. But it helps a lot in your way of implementing or being anxious, yes or no, of not. This is a strategy. So if I'm okay and I know this works, this strategy, I just implement it and let it go. So this is why I can close this book. My stop is here. I know exactly how much I would give if the market goes away, and if it gets here, I know exactly what I will get. So I'm fine. So if this warp closes on the outside, like I said, I will close it. We'll take a different approach. I will take it lower. So we've got 25 seconds. This you can only do if you're after the charts. We are still in this 15 minutes for value gap. I'll do like I said, so I will close the trade here. And I'll take a different approach. This is a testing phase, people, so I'm testing this live with you. So if you don't want to follow this one, I'm perfectly fine. I am testing if warp range breaks to the downside for London, if it gives more profit, yes or no. If I get stopped, it's a testing phase, so please take on your own cautions. If you're still in the long, please stay in it. I can't test this without being live because I'm after the screen with you, so I have to test it live. Reason why I didn't like the one thing I didn't like about this one, we came in this 15 minutes for value gap, so it can perfectly stop me out again. But that means that London orb range would fail, or that it failed, because this was a 5-minute breach. So again, I'm testing this live. If you're still in the long, I would prefer to be in this one too. So this one is a nice candle. We came close to the value gap, and now we'll continue moving higher. So if I get stopped out, it's my own choice. I'm okay with it. Again, I'm testing this, so I will log the previous one. I made 0 points. Oh my God. That was not even worth trading. Okay, it's fine. So trading logbook. We took a long breach. 5 minutes. Stop was here. The only thing I don't like is here that we can't do 2 trades, so I cannot long and shorts together. So I can't take both of the trades. So I have to step out of one of them. This is the only combine I still have, so I can't test it on my lives. So I'm still in the longs in my lives, on my normal trades. Orb pre-session. Long session, John. My mind was on something different. We're today the 9th of June. Ooh, June already. When was I trading? I went in this, so 8:45, 8:59. I went out. Oh, not the right correct time zone. Everybody that's still in the long, please stay in it. It looks great. I just took this one, like I said. I want to test this out, if this works, yes or no. And I can only do it live. So that was 12 and 11:55. How much should I put here? I probably will get stopped out here. So we did indeed just sweep and then continue higher. This one too immediately. So for everybody just joined, I just changed direction because I want to test something out. I want to test if London orb together with pre-London works. London orb. We took a short. I took a short. Because I am here every day, I can't do it anywhere else than test it live with you. So enter the trade at 12:21. Let's see. I believe this will be my stop. 5, 4. Especially if you zoom out, it'll be beautiful for everybody that's still in this long, because look, now this is something you can actually directly see. That was that for value gap. We created the 15-minute in 10 minutes, and then we had a nice rejection off of it directly to the highs. So in bigger times, this tells me we still want to continue higher. So that will be the tap, I believe. That 3, 2, 1. Minus 0.5. This was not correct. 0.4. So that was a stop. Okay, so this one is locked already. So everybody that's still in this trade, the previous one, please stay in it. It looks really great. So this would be, if we do go above this liquidity one more time, I would add to it. So here, this would be an adding place for me now. And then we will definitely go to here. Oh, not that big, of course. This would be my target. If you want to be a bit cautious, so this would be DP. So that would be 21.7. Oh, I believe it was 99. One orb failed. And pre is still going. Tested live. So I know the outcome. So this is exactly what people then see. They see ILMs in this part. While you zoom out, you actually just came down to this fair value gap and just had a continuation movement away from it. So this is why we only take ILMs of higher time frame setups, because in a 1 minute you can see exactly, yeah, we had some form of ILM downwards, but if you're trading against the movement of the trend, you definitely will get just stopped out, and then it will continue lower, or the direction where you want it to go. So at this point it looks great. So it will be adding, I would add around 21,773 if we can stay above here, and then you can add again on 21,783. A full TP would be here, 21,798. I hope that's clear for everybody. I'll end the stream here. I'll add one more time. I will say it one more time. So I would add at 21,773. I would add again on 21,783, and TP would be 21,7. I wish you a London or pre-London trading session very nicely. Enjoy your day, and I will see you all back tomorrow, of course.